Bitcoin has pumped over 40% in the past month, and some altcoins are going absolutely wild. Bearish sentiment has faded and optimism is back in full force. While many altcoins have already made big moves, there are still some solid opportunities to catch profitable setups. In this video, we'll start by looking at Bitcoin's current structure. Then we'll dive into Bitcoin dominance and check open interest to make sure the market isn't overheating. After that, we'll review our previous altcoin calls and share a few new trades, including exact buy zones, take profit targets, and invalidation levels. If that sounds good to you, don't forget to hit the like button to support the channel and subscribe if you're new here. It may seem like a small gesture, but it really helps get the content in front of more people. Now, let's dive right in. If we want our alt bags to pump, the old grandpa's gotta play nice. Let's check in on Bitcoin and the overall market conditions before diving into the alts. Bitcoin is currently showing strong bullish momentum, trading around the 105K region and continuing its upward trend after a decisive breakout above the 100K resistance level. This breakout is significant, as it marks a clear shift in market sentiment and flips that previous resistance into a potential support zone. The price action is now pushing toward 106K, which serves as the immediate resistance and a key psychological level to watch. A clean break above this could open the door for a move toward the all-time high, especially if momentum continues to build. Looking at the broader structure, Bitcoin remains well above the bull market support band, reinforcing the idea that the market is in a trend continuation phase. The rally has been supported by strong volume and multiple consecutive green candles, indicating sustained buying pressure and likely participation from institutions and larger market players. However, with the RSI sitting above the 70 mark, the market is now entering overbought territory. While this does confirm strong bullish momentum, it also suggests the possibility of a short-term cooldown or consolidation before another leg higher. At this stage, it's important to monitor how the price behaves around the 106K level. A rejection could lead to a retest of the 100K zone, which now acts as the first major support. Should the price break below that, the next significant levels to watch would be around 96K and 92K, both of which align with previous consolidation zones and the upper boundary of the bull market support region. Structurally, Bitcoin is maintaining higher highs and higher lows, confirming the strength of this uptrend. The bullish market environment remains intact as long as the price stays above the 92K to 94K area. Any pullback into that region would likely be seen as a buying opportunity rather than a trend reversal. In summary, Bitcoin is in a strong uptrend with clear breakout momentum and a bullish structure. The immediate focus is on whether the price can break and hold above 106K. If it does, further upside targets become likely. If not, healthy consolidation or a minor pullback would offer new entry points as long as key support levels hold. Moving on to Bitcoin dominance, I posted on X last week saying 9 straight green weekly closes looked overextended and due for a correction. At that point, we had closed green in 15 of the last 17 weeks and stacked 5 consecutive green monthly candles. Finally, the jinx worked, and we got a solid red candle this week as altcoins started to show strength. If we're going to see any kind of alt season, Bitcoin dominance needs to drop below 55% at the very least. For context, in 2017, dominance dropped 63% down to the reversal zone around 40%. In 2021, it fell 46% from the top into the same zone. This cycle, though, a drop that deep seems unlikely. Institutional inflows have made Bitcoin a dominant force, and most of the value entering BTC isn't rotating into altcoins like it did in previous cycles. That said, even a move down to the 48% to 50% range could be enough to trigger a parabolic alt season. During the recent election pump, BTC dominance dropped to 54% before reversing. That happened on December 7, 2024, the exact day the altcoin market cap topped out at $450 billion. It's now sitting around $275 billion. On the same day, BTC open interest was at 34%, while altcoin was at 44%. This is why it's so important to keep an eye on multiple interconnected charts and indicators to make informed decisions. As mentioned earlier, when altcoin open interest flips BTCs, it's usually a sign of froth in the market. That means traders are leaning heavily into altcoins, and what typically follows is a Bitcoin dump. That leads to even harder nukes in altcoins due to cascading liquidations. Right now, open interest is in a safe zone, meaning BTC is still leading the rally. Also worth noting, this current Bitcoin run is being driven by spot buying, not leverage, which is a huge positive for a sustained move. Funding rates for BTC were actually negative while it was testing 100K. All in all, this rally looks strong. Ideally, I'd like to see BTC close a daily above 106K. That would likely set up a new all-time high in no time, and if that plays out, altcoins are going to go vertical. If you've been following our previous altcoin calls, you've likely done well. Let's quickly recap how those positions have performed and then jump into some new opportunities. Let's revisit BitTensor Tao, the AI blockchain hybrid. We previously picked it up with an average entry around $219, and it's played out well so far. Currently, it's trading over $450. After that brutal 67% drawdown from the highs of $750, Tao finally put in a proper bottom. It reclaimed the key $236 level and never looked back. The $283 resistance we talked about earlier was cleanly flipped, and now it's knocking on the door of the next major zone around $495. As mentioned in the previous video, I will be taking out initial or at least 70% around $490. We will then rotate it into lower cap AI projects when the time is right. Tao is also comfortably above the bull market support band now. A big shift in structure compared to a month ago. Volume's been strong on the way up, and the price is holding above prior resistance zones. If you entered the trade with us, you can now move your stop loss to the $335 region, just below the $350 support level. You can also take some off the table as we are already near the TP zone. If you're sidelined, probably not the best time to chase. Wait for either a clean breakout above 495 with strength or a healthy retest. The trend has flipped bullish. Those who accumulated during the pain are being rewarded. If you want to catch my real-time trades and market updates as they happen, follow me on X. That's where I'm posting the most time-sensitive content. You can also join our Discord community for exclusive insights and discussions. Links in the description. Ondo has reclaimed the key $1 level after a classic deviation setup. Structurally, this reclaim puts the bulls back in control, and the price is now pushing toward $1.10, which lines up with the top of the weekly bull market support band. A clean weekly close above this zone could open up the next leg toward $1.21, and eventually $1.49, which has acted as a major resistance zone historically. Momentum indicators like MACD have flipped bullish, and volume is starting to come back in, adding some confirmation to the move. As mentioned in the previous video, my plan with Ondo remains the same. I'll take out my initial or at least 75% of the initial once price approaches $1.49. That's a strong resistance area and also roughly where my investment would have doubled. If you took this trade with us, you can move your stop loss to break even. Beyond that, I'll reassess, but for now I prefer staying disciplined rather than getting greedy. For those who missed the earlier entry, this isn't the worst spot to start planning a position, but I personally wouldn't chase green candles blindly. I'd either wait for a retest of 89 cents or a confirmed breakout above $1 with strong volume. As long as 8 cents holds, structure remains intact. If that breaks, we may revisit the 70 cents region. But until then, the trend is leaning bullish. Aave just pushed back into the bull market support band after a brutal 65% drawdown from the highs. If you caught that bounce near the bottom around $125, you're already up roughly 75%. The price is now sitting just under $220, reclaiming key structure and flipping the $162 level into support. While I didn't take this trade myself, the setup was clean in hindsight. Strong bounce, break of structure, and a reclaim of the weekly band. If it holds above $200, the next major resistance sits near $300, which also lines up with prior range highs. Short term, I'd avoid new entries unless we get a retest of $190, but momentum is back on its side for now. Pepe is back above the bull market support band. If you bought after the video near 590, you're already up more than 100%. The price just reclaimed 842, a major resistance. That's a strong signal. If this holds as support, the next key resistance level is around 1725. The structure looks bullish. Any clean retest of 984 could offer a second chance. SUI ripped through resistance and is now hovering around $4, up nearly 100% since the last video. The weekly close was strong, volume surged, and it's back above the bull market band. It's not the time to chase, but definitely one to watch. A clean retest of the $3.14 zone would be ideal for re-entry. Very few airdrops are worth holding. This was one of them. That wraps up the trades we covered in previous videos. Now let's dive into a couple of fresh ones I've recently entered. While most altcoins have already pumped hard, there are still a few I'm adding to ride this rally. These are short-term trades for quick flips as I stick to a lean, high-conviction portfolio for tighter control and better performance. First up is Say, which I'm entering at the current level. It's showing signs of a bullish structure on the weekly chart. It bounced from an oversold zone and is now trying to close above the bull market support band. The modular blockchain narrative is quiet for now, but it's likely to return and SAY could benefit when that happens. My plan is simple. I entered at 26 cents with a tight stop if we get a daily close below 0.218. This is just a quick flip, aiming to exit around 6 cents for a 2x. Dogecoin just printed a strong bullish candle on the weekly and is trying to reclaim the bull market support band. RSI has also bounced cleanly from the oversold region and is now curling up with bullish intent. The structure is simple. I'm entering at 24 cents right as it's trying to flip the weekly trend. My stop is a daily close below 0.193, just below the lower band of support. If that breaks, the setup is invalidated. If momentum holds, the next major resistance sits around the 35 cents region, which is a potential 45% move from here. That's where I'll be booking profits. Beyond that, 50 cents opens up if hype returns. This is a clean structure, solid risk-reward, and worth a shot in the current market conditions. The Monday open is going to be crucial, as the China deal talk has kept the market hyped. Overall, the market is buzzing with renewed optimism, and those trench warriors who resisted and stuck through the tough chop will likely reap rewards in the coming weeks. That said, there will be opportunities for those on the sidelines when we see a pullback. One thing I've learned in my 8 years in crypto is that the market often gives you second chances. Grab them when they come and learn from your mistakes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.